Welcome to this everyday wreath making tutorial. In this step-by-step guide, you'll learn how to create a stunning blue and white welcome wreath that's perfect for any season. This elegant design combines a mix of plaid, floral, and solid ribbons with a charming welcome sign, resulting in a show-stopping piece for your front door. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or a beginner, this project is both fun and rewarding. Hello friends, welcome to Susie's Unique Designs. Today I'm going to be making a custom order wreath, and we're going to, as you can see, there's a lot of blue and white, and we're going to do different shades and different textures, and we're going to be using it on, we're going to use a Deco Mesh Wreath. We're going to be using two different kinds of mesh. Very pretty. And then we have a variety of different ribbons that I'm going to be using. And we're going to be using a 16-inch elevated wreath frame. You can get these at Hobby Lobby and Joann's, Michael's. So we'll need some twist ties, and usually, or pipe cleaners, I usually try to get coordinating ones that match my project if possible. Okay, and then this is going to be our sign. It's so pretty. It says welcome with the different florals on it. So I thought this would be a lot of fun, very bright. It can be used all year round. What we're going to do this time is we're going to do a ruffle with a curl method. Again, this is a 16-inch frame. I have a couple zip ties when we start our mesh, if we need those. So I'm just going to put these right here and we'll get started. So I'm going to start on the inside, and I'm going to start on a bracket. And on this one here, there's only 3 levels. So I like to take and put 2 wires when I do this, because it makes your pipe cleaner more stable. So I'm just I went in, I went under, and kind of at a diagonal. Try to make your pipe cleaners even as much as you can. Pull it towards the top part here, and I just twist a good twist once, and we'll put it towards the inside, okay? And I'm going to go all the way around on the inside, just on the bracket for now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6, okay? So we'll go. Again, I'm twisting it towards the top, not down here. I'm twisting it up here at a diagonal, making sure my pipe cleaners are somewhat even if we can. Twist it tight and just do it once, and then fold it in towards the inside. We're going to start in the middle right here. So let's do this. I'll show you. We'll start in the middle, and we're going to just pull it tight to that second bar. We'll twist, and then for this one, we're going to take our pipe cleaner and we're going to pull it over like this, and then wherever it touches is where we're going to put the next pipe cleaner. Okay, so pull it tight to the frame, twist once like that, or twice, and then pull it over like this, and then wherever it ends, we'll put another pipe cleaner. Okay, and I'm making it tight on the second bar. Again, I'm pulling it up like that. Twist and pull it over here. Okay, So we'll start here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think we'll stay with this. So we have 17 then total. Okay. So next we're going to be adding our mesh. So we're going to cut our mesh at 22 inches and we're going to do 17 pieces. So I actually have 2 rolls of this snowdrift mesh. So I put them together on my mesh holder, which I got at Susie's Wreath and things on Etsy. It's really helpful when you're cutting mesh. You don't have to have it. And 14, 15, 16, so there's 17. So that's going to be our ruffles. And then we're going to do a curl. We're going to add a curl. And so we'll see how many I can get out of this pretty blue mesh. We're going to cut them at 10 inches. So in this wreath that I'm doing, I especially like this because we're doing a lot of depth and texture, which it really elevates your wreath to the next level when you add different textures. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off to get it a clean edge. The mesh does fray, so we just have to be gentle with it. And I'm going to start at the 30. We'll see how many we can get. Okay, so I'm going to cut these at 10 inches. And see how many of these pretty blue ones we can get. So I have an idea. I don't have another one of the blue and white stripes, but I have one that is similar. This is I think called like a cobalt blue or something. So this is very pretty, and I think we can use this with our curls. I think this will be fine. We're gonna make it work. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut a clean edge here. Okay. And we'll just do the same thing. We'll cut these at 10 inches. So we need 17, and what we can do is we'll just alternate the curls back and forth. That'll work out just fine. So I think I'll do 9 of the blue and white striped here, and then I will do 8 of this border stripe mesh. I'm just going to put my mesh together like this so it's easier to, just takes a little less space. Just try to remember you don't want to touch your edges of your mesh too much. It does fray, and so the less you touch it, the better it is. The white mesh onto our wreath. And it doesn't matter where you start. A lot of times I will start on the top and go around when I do the 21 inch. I think with this one, I think we're going to start on the top, because sometimes when you go on the inside first, then you don't have to touch your mesh as much. So let's try that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a ruffle. And for this one here, it helps if you have something heavy on the other end. Now, on this one here, I'm going to have my mesh, it naturally curls under like that. I'm going to have it facing up like this, okay? If it's easier, you can turn it around like this, where the curl is facing up. Just put something on the end. You curl your end up just a little bit like that. And then so it's protected. We're not going to do a woodland ruffle. We're just going to curl it up one time. And then you can just use your fingers. You're going to pinch in the middle like this. Use your fingers like this. Walk it right up the middle. Just go slow, and you're just walking your fingers. Your thumbs are just guiding you. Just keep walking all the way up the middle like this. And when you get almost to the end, you want to leave yourself a little bit of room, because you want to twist this under as well. Just twist this under a little bit to cover that, and then bring it together, okay? Then you'll flip it over. So I'm just going to set my mesh in here tight to the frame. I'm going to push it down. Then I'm going to twist tight, I guess twice, and we're going to do it, I think this is horizontal. I'll have to look it up, I think. Yeah, because I think vertical is up and down and horizontal is sideways, and that's what we want to do, okay? Okay, now we're going to do the next one. Set my frame out of the way here. Okay, so this is, I'm going to do it the way that I normally do this here. I put it facing down, the curl side facing down. I just roll it up under just a little bit to protect the edges. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to go in the middle, and we're just going to pinch teeny tiny. We're just going to walk our fingers all the way up the middle. Almost to the end. We're going to pinch it underneath like this, and pinch it like that. And we have our little bow tie, okay? We're going to come over to our frame. And I like to have it facing down, okay, because then it protects the edges. And we'll put it into the next spot, okay? So we'll just go right here. Put it tight to the frame like this, push it down. Just twist once and twice like that, and into the inside like that. And then we'll just adjust our mesh like this, okay? We'll go to the next one. Okay, so now we got the top all done, and we're going to work on the bottom. You can also let me know, is there some other styles of wreaths that you would like to see me make? Let me know. Okay, this is our last one. Let's see, I gotta find it. I lost it where it went. There it is. Okay. Okay, we got all of them done now. This looks so pretty just with the blue and white here. And I'm going to show you, we started off with a 16-inch frame, and now we're at about 23 inches. We're going to put our curls in. And all we're going to do with our curl, this just adds a little something something to our wreath, you know. You don't have to do this, but I'm just curling it under. Just roll it up like this. And then just pinch it in the middle like this, and we're going to add it all the way around, okay? So we don't have to undo this. We can just push it right down in there. And we're going to add these, I would say, vertically. Add it in. We just need to twist it once because we still have to add our ribbon in, so. Just like that. You guys can see this. There we go. Kind of like a taco, and just push it right down in there and twist just twist it once. That should be good. Like I said, we're going to add our ribbon in a little bit. Bit that we added like that all the way around. Isn't that pretty? Really will brighten up someone's door. Okay, so I'll be back. I'm just gonna do the bottom all the way around with the curl, and then next we're going to cut our ribbons. Well, it looks like I got them all. I'm going to just set the wreath aside. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to set the wreath aside. Okay, so now I would like to use this one for my tails. I'm going to bring my sign back over. So this is our sign. It's so pretty. And so I really like this ribbon. This is called an embossed ribbon. It's so pretty. And I was thinking that I would like to use this in our wreath with maybe this, and then maybe these two together. So I think that I would like to do that. We'll try that out and hopefully it looks good. So I'm going to use my ribbon tail board, and this is my ribbon tail board that I got from hotmeshmom.com. We have 17, again, we have 17 twist ties. Okay, so we have all of our ribbon cut. Now we're going to dovetail them all. And it's important to have your good scissors. So I'm going to take about 4 of them here. Then look how pretty this is. It is such pretty ribbon. Okay, so you just take it and then you're just going to fold it in half like this, kind of like a taco. You'll fold it in half. And then you're just going to cut at an angle, probably about a half an inch or so. Just cut it at an angle. And then you get a pretty, look at all that sparkle. Then you get a pretty dovetail like that. So we're going to do that to all of our ribbons. We have all of our ribbon tails cut now, and now we're going to make ribbon packets so it'll be easier when we're putting them on our wreath. Okay, so all we're going to do is put them like this and fold them in half. Okay, so we're just going to alternate them back and forth. Okay, we got all these set. This just helps it to be neater and organized. We should prep our sign. So this is how our sign is going to go. I think that's going to be so pretty. Okay, so what I decided I'm going to do is I punched 2 little holes right there with the jewelry hole puncher. You can get these at Joann's, on Amazon. I'll put my some information in the description so you guys can see. So this just makes a tiny little hole in there. And I do 2 of them. Right next to each other. And then we'll take some, this is 26 gauge wire, floral wire. This sign is really light, so this will work out just fine. And I always like to give myself more wire to work with than what I need. And this is a thicker wreath. So we're going to, let me see, this is about 26 inches long. And I'm going to do 2 of those. Just so it gives me some extra room to work with. Okay. Oops. And it already got snagged in the mesh. Okay, let's see here. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this with my wire cutters. I'm just going to cut this in half. Oops. I'm going to put one to the side. Okay. And all I'm going to do is put my floral wire right down here. And I'm using silver. I think that looks better than gold. I have both. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to take my sign. Well, I'm going to take the 2 and I'm going to twist, and I'm going to use my sign to twist it tight. Just a couple times. There we go. Do the other side here. And then I'm just going to twist again. I'm going to twist the sign just a couple times to make it tight. Okay, so now we have our sign. It is so pretty. So I love this ribbon, and I think we're going to go ahead and use it with this sign. I think this will be very pretty. And I'm going to measure my ribbon tail on my project, on my wreath, just to see it. Okay, so let's do 12-inch tails. The affiliate link means that if you click on the link that I give you, you can shop for anything that you want. And I will get a small tip if you purchase something. So that's what that means. And I appreciate it. It helps me to keep bringing you more content. More ideas. Okay, so we're gonna take it and then we're gonna go over to, this is a pretty big wreath, but I think we'll still do about 6-inch loops. I like the 6-inch loop, and we're gonna pinch teeny tiny like this, just gathering it up teeny tiny. Then I'm gonna twist and put this down into the pegs. Okay, now that's such pretty ribbon. Next we're gonna go with a white. Okay, and we're just gonna do the same size again. So I'll measure my tail with the last one. Twist. And loop. And I'm just using my hand over to the 6. Bring it in tight here. Teeny tiny so that the pinches looks real nice. It makes your bow really pop up nice when you do that. Okay, over here. And we always want to be using wired ribbon. Oops. That's what happens. Oh well. Okay, and then the next one we're going to do, I think we'll do this pretty plaid ribbon that we used before. And we'll keep it at the same 13-inch, or excuse me, 12-inch tails approximately. We'll twist, push it down into the pegs. Sometimes when you're making a bow and you're using different patterns, it's wonderful. But it also helps to break things up and makes your bow kind of stand out better if you add a solid color in between sometimes. So you don't have to, but sometimes I will do that, especially when I'm using a lot of ribbons. On this one, we'll keep our tails the same. Sometimes on the 1.5-inch ribbon, I will curl the tails up a little. This one, we're going to come in about 1/2 inch, so maybe like 5.5-inch loops. Okay, we'll bring this pretty ribbon back up to the top. Pinch and twist. And we'll keep it at the 5.5-inch. Loops. Pinch. Twist and put it down into the pegs. When you use the wired ribbon, you can move your ribbons where you want. Your ribbon loops and the tails and stuff. You can curl them and they'll stay curled. Just is really nice. This is called it says RG ribbon, which stands for really great ribbon. I always thought that was funny, but it really is good ribbon. You can get it in a lot of different places. I think online at a lot of different places. Okay, then we have this ribbon, which I thought would be really pretty. This is like a polka dot with some lace on the edging. I like big bows. You don't have to. I usually use 7 ribbons. You can use as many as you want or the least amount that you want. Sometimes I'll use 1 ribbon and just have multiple loops. So it's totally up to you and your style, what you like, or your mood, whatever you want to do. Or maybe the design, you know, however you want to do it. Okay, then our final ribbon that we're going to use. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and go with my choice here. And what I'm going to do with this one is just make a center loop. And that's just to cover up my zip tie. You don't have to do this, but I think this will just tie it all together. I really like this 5/8 inch ribbon. I have a lot of colors in that as well. So for this one, we're just doing about maybe a 2 to 3 inch loop, okay? And we're not going to twist since we're just doing that. Little loop there. Okay, we got our sign prepped. We got our bow made now. We'll get this done. Sometimes I'll make the bow at the end as well, but I thought, well, why not make it right now and then we'll have that made. Let me move this out of the way here. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take a zip tie and tie my bow, and then I put a long pipe cleaner in the back to tie it onto my project. So at DecoExchange, they have these pipe cleaners. They're 20 inches long, and it works out really good. But if you don't have one of these, you just take 2 white pipe cleaners and just, all I do is just take them like this, just a little bit, and just twist them around each other like this. And that works completely fine as well. Just twist it like this, and then you have your long pipe cleaner. Okay, so let's put our zip tie down, and we put the buckle facing down. We're going to make sure we lift all of our layers up. Push this down. Get your zip tie started. This is the 8-inch zip tie. That's kind of the one that I use the most, I would say. Okay, so I got it on there. I'm going to pull this up a little bit, and I'm going to squeeze the other side. Make sure. And pull it up like this. Now you have a stack, and you're just going to hold on to this and push this over and move this over to the back like this, okay? Just hold on to that. Whoops. Don't let go. Put your pipe cleaner like that. Tighten it up. Now, don't tighten it all the way yet because we're going to move our loops around, okay? But now if I let go, it's not going to fall apart. We just want to make sure we're just adjusting our loops a little bit here, how we want it. And you just stick your fingers in the middle of your loops like that, move them around, and they'll open up a little bit more like that. This center loop, we're just going to put it straight over here like that. Just pulling all these to the front. I kind of have them in an X pattern, you know, like if you like it that way. Okay, so now we're going to add our ribbon tails into our wreath that we set aside. When you make these little ribbon packets, it makes it so much easier just to be organized and add them in correctly, I guess, if you want to say that. Okay, so just open it up and here's your center. You're just going to pinch it teeny tiny like this, and you're just going to make like an upside down V, just like that. And then we'll add it in. So I think we're going to add, we'll start on the top, and so let's see here how we want to do that. And then I'm just kind of checking here because we have a plaid with the florals. So I was trying to see if that would look good there, or if we should do it here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, and you can do it however you want, but I think I'm going to add the solid and the stripe right here together with this stripe. I think that will be good. Now you can either untwist this or you can just add it right on top. And I think what I'm going to do, let's see here, I think I'm going to untwist and add it right in there. And this one, because we're going to be done now, we're not going to add anything else. We're just going to twist it about, probably about 3 or 4 times. And then we're going to cut it off, okay? And we're going to leave about 1 inch. Like this, and then we're just going to tuck it right underneath the ribbon like that. We want to make our work look really nice and neat. There we go. And we can just adjust these like that. I think that will be good. And so you could do a few of them and then go back and cut it if you want. Kind of however works for you. Again, I'm just opening this up. Go to your center point. Just pinch. Bring them down to a V like this. And then just add it into your next one. I am untwisting, but you can add it right on top, whatever your preference is. But then you got to make sure so it doesn't come undone that you twist it about 3 or 4 times like this. And then we're just going to trim it off and leave about 1 inch so we can tuck it under our ribbon. Just like this. And you can just use the wire, just fluff it up a little bit. Just like this. I think that'll be really pretty. So just go all the way around the top and then all the way around the bottom. And add your ribbon tails in. And then I will come back and we'll add our sign and then we'll add our bow at the end, okay? I think I missed just one of them again for some reason. It's easy to do that sometimes. Okay, here it is, right here. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to add our sign. Okay, I'm just going to hold it up here, and I'm going to add it just slightly higher than the middle, so then I can add the bow down here. And we're just going to run our wires through the frame here. It's pretty easy. Okay, so this looks good here. The wire goes right through this mesh really easily, so let me see here. So you want to make your wreath, your sign, you want it snug into your wreath, but you don't want to suck it down into your wreath. Okay. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit here. Oops. That looks pretty good here. I'm gonna turn it over like this. What I did on both of these is I made sure to get, it might be hard to see this, but there's the wire and here's the wire and there's the frame right here. So I like to get part of the frame in there. And even a bracket is nice, but then I just twist it. A few different times, kind of like we do the pipe cleaners. The sign is so pretty. Now we have our bow made already. And I want to add the bow here. And I think what I'm going to have to do that would be easier is all you're going to do is take your chenille stem and run it through your mesh just like I did with the sign, and then just tie it off. So I think I'm going to do that. It's hard to kind of see this, but that's all I'm doing. Just moving my mesh around a little bit. The pipe cleaners, they go right through the mesh. So I'm just going to do that on one side and the other. It's pretty easy. I always like to make sure I'm going through the mesh and not just the frame, so that it sort of has a little bit more something to hold on to, and it makes the bow a little bit more stable so it's not floppy. Okay, so again, I went through the back here, and here's the frame. So I'm just gonna pull it gently. Let's see what it looks like here on the wreath. Okay, it's kind of hard to see it all because it's a large wreath, but I'm going to undo this and tighten it up just a little bit more here. And then I'll take a picture of this and it will be at the end of this video. There. I think this turned out so pretty. What do you guys think of it? I hope you guys will try to make something like this. Let's see, I go like this. Just move your loops around how you want. Curl them like you like. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. It is so pretty.